Hello guys, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 11 video. And today I want to talk about the gear level XP farm. So I want to talk about something first. So there are really two types of gear unlocks. The first one is for your generic augment unlocks, which take up the very first two augment slots inside of a piece of gear. The last augment slot is for jinsei augments, which require a significantly greater amount of XP. So I'm going to talk about best way to level up your generic, and then I'm going to go over a augment build to level up your jinsei augments. All right, so before I really touch into something, I must say if you're wanting to level up your just generic pieces of gear, I must say that there are something called an XP boost that are really common. You can find them all over the place. I mean, in classic towers, in Towers of Time, in the crypt, that give you something called an XP boost. These instantly level up your two generic augment slots. And if you want to use that, you can. But if you don't want to use that, make sure to watch this part of the video. But if you've already unlocked these two and want to learn about the Ginsei augments, follow the timestamp on the screen now, and that will lead you to it. All right. So I want to talk about what is an insanely good way to get your basic augments slots unlocked. Well, I could just tell you to go into local fight and simply have it just one match, right? One round, and just constantly play it over and over again for 3 times, and you unlocked your pieces of gear for each level, 3 times for the first one and then 4 times for the second one. However, if you don't want to do that, there is a really good way to do it. If you go to classic towers, right? And I'd go to champion because it doesn't actually up the difficulty whatsoever, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just hit my Sub-Zero thing, right? And you can just put it to very easy, make it super easy because AIs are dumb, right? And if you go to the whole tower consumable, there is a whole tower consumable that's called Training Manual that will give you an XP multiplier, and that is very helpful. Not only that, but I want to talk a bit about how XP gear is kind of made, but you can just basically start up this thing, right? And what is actually really helpful is the more you win, the more XP you get. So I'm going to go ahead and do this fight, and I'll talk to you when I am back. All right, so I just finished off my brutality on Frost here, and I'm going to talk a bit about how gear XP is really profiled, right? So as you can see here, we basically got the gear unlocked in just one single match, right? And I'll talk a bit about exactly what to do if you want to prioritize if you're a really good player and you're able to get this. So as you can see here, there's something called Profile and Gear XP. I have a good Profile XP farm if you want to go look that up. It's on the channel. I'll leave a link in the upper right-hand corner of the screen now. But for gear, as you can see here, I literally got right next to 5,000 gear, being at 4,900. So I'll talk about exactly what to do. So obviously your win-loss, right? So obviously if you just win the 2 rounds, that'll give you 75. Time remaining, obviously depending on how quickly you kill your opponent. Health remaining, obviously how much health you have. Max damage combo, is your highest. So if you're able to pull off those really high damage, that's good for you. Consecutive wins. So this is where you can get a lot of high amount of XP. So as you can see here, the consecutive wins give you a ton. So obviously the higher amount of wins you get on a tower, the more XP you will get. And you're probably wondering when the tower consumable comes in, and that's the basically extra 1,000 you can see down in the consumable bonus down there as well, right? And obviously we have no augments equipped. So yeah, as you can see here, we literally almost leveled up the entirety of the augment in just one thing. And even without the tower consumable, you still would have got 4,000 XP if you just play it, right? So yeah, that's kind of the how to level up your basic is just go into here, especially in classic towers, because you can get consecutive wins, which give you a ton. So yeah. Now I want to talk about how to level up your Ginsei augment slot. All right, now for the Ginsei augment slot unlock part of the video. So I have augments made to help you unlock your Ginsei augment slot. For this pieces of gear, I actually do have the Ginsei augment gear unlocked. However, you still get gear XP even if you have the thing unlocked, right? And I just want to talk about how to level up this stuff. So I'm going to talk about the augments I use. First is Ivory Tower. So earn 40 more gear XP for each consecutive tower win. So obviously, you gain, more. So if you want to just go to Classic Towers, which I'll talk about a little later, you'll be able to get a lot more XP. Next is earn 20 gear XP every time you flip stance, which you can flip stance pretty quickly if you just either one, freeze your opponent or stun them in some type of way, use a consumable to stop your opponent or stun them in some type of way, and just spam that flip side, you'll be able to get actually quite a bit of gear XP. However, if you just kind of balls to the walls with the tower and kind of kill your opponent as fast as you can, you actually do get the gear XP faster. So I wouldn't promote. But if you want to get it done with one and you're just kind of a one fight wonder, right, then definitely have flip side on. Next is Blood Bank. So earn 20 gear XP for each pint of blood you fill. This one should be pretty explanatory. The more damage you do, the more gear XP you'll get. Selfish Mercy. This one is very helpful. So it gives you or your opponents 20% more health after you mercy. You gain 200 gear XP after winning a match each time you showed mercy, right? And you can also show mercy as often as you would like. So instead of just one mercy, you have infinite amount of mercy, and you gain 200 gear XP after every single time you mercy. Next is Fast Buck. So you earn 4,000 for getting the first hit of the match. And if you're wondering, XP, this isn't a gold farm build. This is a profile XP farm build. And yes, it actually is a profile XP farm with the level 4 alchemy. So convert every 25 coins you earn into 1 gear XP. And obviously, just the base coins that you get, and with Fast Buck, you'll be able to get quite a bit of gear XP. All right, so I'm going to show you one example. I'm going to go through it kind of fast, but just remember, if you want to stay in there longer and get through it, then you totally can, right? So, yeah, you just simply go into Classic Towers. Once again, go to the same champion level. All it does is increase the amount of opponents, and AKA gives you the amount of consecutive wins you can get. Select your character. You can have any character. Doesn't matter what character it is. Select them. Go to Very Easy. Go to Hold Tower. If you want to, equip Training Manual, right? Maybe something to heal yourself just in case the opponent hits you a bit. And then something that stuns your opponent. And if you want to know what stuns your opponent, there are actually quite a bit of things that stun your opponent. The little arrow thing, which I just used the last of, I'm so sorry. But another thing that stuns your opponent is this Cyber Snare, which Cyrex uses net and it, snares him. Quite obviously the fart. Here it is. It looks like this. So it's guard of the 8 immortals, right? So Borai Cho lets out his fart, right? It stuns your opponent for a pretty decent amount of time. I know there's a couple of them, but obviously I want to do ones that, like this one, stuns your opponent, but also does quite a bit of damage. Also, if you use the Cyrax one, he can also trap his opponents with that as well. But yeah, so that's really how to farm. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have a better way to farm your profile XP, make sure to comment down below if you want to and reveal your secrets. And I would be very appreciative. And I would be even more appreciative if you would hit that like button and subscribe, because when you are subscribed and you recommend a video down in the comment section below, I am more likely to actually make your video. Not saying I won't make your video if you're not subscribed, but when you are, then you are higher on the list. And if you get the notification first and comment first on the video, I am more likely to see your video first and make a video on it. All right, so other than that, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.